Hello, forgive the quality of the audio. This is done through a mobile phone. These are the black dots that appear from my ear canals after each time I've been burned by the directed energy weapons. This is actually a close-up photograph, and you can see that they're all quite similar in size. I'll do a close-up so you can get an idea of the real size. This is my fingernail with the orange nail, thumbnail with the orange nail polish on it. And I'm actually holding like a plug which I put in my ear, which was olive oil. Can you see one of the black dots that are on the plug? There's some more at the top there, right at the edge there. You can see them there, little black dots. And you can see the size of them when you look at my thumbnail that is holding the plug that I put in my ear. And these are the black dots that just appear whenever I'm severely burnt by directed energy weapons. They are pretty uniform. I've got some more pictures as well. There's a close-up. There's a close-up of the, you can see that there's one there. That's the plug that was in my ear. And there's quite a lot on the end there at the top, all grouped together. There's another one there. There's one there. One there, one there, one there, and one further down there. And these appear, as I've said, at the times that I've been burned. Here's another picture, and this is again the plug that I put in my ear and I covered in olive oil, and there's the black dots. This is not an ear infection. These are I haven't put them under a microscope yet. I will do. See, there's quite a cluster of them there, and that would have been quite deep within my ear canal. And there's another one there. There is a slit within my ear canal that is very deep, and when I put my fingernail within that slit in my ear canal, there is like a feeling that I'm either tapping on some kind of plastic or bone. There is something very hard. When I put this in my thumbnail, I put it in my ear, and I put it through that little slit in the bottom of my ear, which is quite far down. I'd say it's about there. It's just a little bit before my eardrum, and I've not had any accidents within my ear. And if it's bone, I can't feel it. When I'm tapping on it, I just can't feel it. There's a close-up again, some more of these very strange black dots again from the plug that I put in my ear. When I say I can't feel it, what I mean is I can feel it with my finger, but there's no nerves in it. It's like tapping on something that has no nerves. So I'm not sure if there's some kind of an implant in there, or if this slit, these little black dots here, have been implanted within that slit, and when my ear is burnt with dew, perhaps these little black dots come out of the slit. They certainly seem to be coming from that area. There's some more, you can see them. I've got a number of problems with my ears. If you listen to my other audios, which I've done over time, detailing some of my experiences, you'll know that I've had some very odd things happen. And one of those is that I have a very strange tinnitus, which is, there's also a ticking with it, like a tick, 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 tick. And that is exactly the speed of the ticking. Tick, 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 tick. There are no clocks, there are nothing like that goes that fast in my home. Back to the enlarged picture again of the black dots that I removed from my ear. The red on there is just pen around circles. Because they're so tiny, I just drew a circle on the tissue in red pen, so that if I put them under a microscope, which that will happen, I'm going to do that, then I'd know where they were. Right, yeah, so this tick, 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 ticking is very, very fast, and I can only assume it's either due to some kind of an implant, or it's due to some kind of brainwave entrainment, because the brainwaves do entrain to they're very sensitive to rhythm, so any repetitive tick, tick, tick rhythm will get them going to that beat, will entrain them to that beat. Or it could be, I've heard, because I am tracked, I am under surveillance, there is no way that the things that are happening to me could happen unless there is some kind of tracking on my body or within my person. And you're talking even 200 miles away. I'm very careful and discreet about where I'm going, and it still occurs. Now, what I've read by a very reputable source in a book, I think it was by, well, I can't remember now, I think it's by Richard Lighthouse actually, and it said that the tracking is done on targeted individuals, and the actual satellite beam, whatever frequency it is, it hits the skull. I think it's between 6 and 10 times a second. So perhaps that's what the tick, 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 tick is. Perhaps it's this beam hitting the soul. Sorry, this beam hitting my skull. And according to this book, that is done for tracking. So there is a very accurate pinpoint of where the target is. That's enough of the black dots for now. This is a photograph of my fingernail. You can see the horizontal lines that are across it. Yeah, can you see them? Again, I haven't had a heavy metals test or radiation accumulation test, but what I have read is that these lines occur with either heavy metal toxicity or as a result of being subjected to radiation. There you can see the lines there a little bit more clearly, perhaps. And there is a close-up. There's very distinctive lines that are horizontal going across the nail all the way up. You can actually see them. And when you run your finger over the nails, you can actually feel the ridges. They're actually indentations. There's a close-up there. You can see a bit more indentations there. This was another occasion, on a separate occasion when I was burnt, and there are 2 of the black dots that I removed and put in a tissue. And there is another photograph of the black dots that I removed from my ear and put in a tissue. That was on another occasion to the last one that I showed you. Okay, I'm going to have to apologise for the quality of this because I'm videoing another video off a phone. This is behind my ear, and this is showing one of the scars. The other one's more obvious. But see that white line there? That is the scar behind the fold of my ear. I'll play the video. This is on this side there is my earlobe, and I'm sort of holding my whole ear flat against my head forwards in order to be able to film the back. I've done this myself, so that's the white line, the scar. This is a video that is part of my ear. Look, you see those? I don't know what that is. That is some sort of like bumps under my skin, and there's little white lines there coming off them. See, there, I don't know what they are. It's very odd that should be behind my ear. Now, I have been burnt behind my ear with dew, but you can see those little white lines and things. And that's the colouring on the video. It's not very good. That's just my earlobe. You can see there, that's just my earlobe and my finger. I'm holding my ear back. So those scars are behind my ear, particularly the long one. This is still in a video. That is my earlobe there. Just I'm holding it forward. Just under there, you can see that there is a white scar. And that was done by dew. That's what happened to my ear after it had been a few days after the dew attack. And it is in the ear canals. You can see where if you look really closely inside, you can see all the little holes. And when those little black dots come out of my ears, they are attached to thin skin. They're attached to a very thin layer of skin, like this flaky stuff here that you can see on here. And I'm just wondering if those little holes are where the black dots are embedded, because when they hit me with dew, this is a picture of within my ear canal that I've managed to get. I've opened up my ear canal and can you see the hole there? And it's very, very red. It's very badly inflamed. That was after a dew attack. And the side of my face and behind my ears is also targeted, but nowhere else. And there was a very distinctive feeling of red hot metal just within my eardrum, behind my eardrum and around my TMJ joint. And I'm just wondering, I do apologise for these going off, and yeah, I'm just wondering if what could achieve this. How can they pinpoint my inner ear canal and the area and my TMJ joint inside? Sometimes this happens without actually any visible burns to the external skin. It's all, the pain is all within. There's some of the burns behind my ear. They actually turned into scars, but they were actually burns. So this is a burn or scar behind my ear. You can see it quite clearly. I'm holding my back. Yeah, so as the, it's very directional and it doesn't burn anywhere else other than sometimes within what feels like within my eardrum, within my ear canal. Well, it is because I've photographed it, and the pain is unbelievable. And that's the close-up. Yeah, the pain is unbelievable, but as it's so directional and it just gets me within my ears, and I have those black dots which come out of my ears, attached to pieces of skin, small pieces of skin, like this flaky skin you see here, just on the cartilage of my ear. That's the entrance to my ear, by the way, after it's been damaged with dew a few days after. So as it's so particular and it doesn't burn my whole body when they blast me with this, it's quite likely that those little black dots, and due to the scars behind my ears as well, that I have been that there's some kind of, I think it's called bradycardia, and it's where in cancer they put small pieces of what look like pencil lead, and these are actually radioactive metals, and they put them in an area, inject them or put them in, and then when they blast that area with radio frequencies, these little pieces of, they're called bradycardia or something, seeds, they actually look like seeds, yeah, and they heat up and destroy the area and burning. And I'm just wondering if that has been done to me, because this area is definitely heated up. That's my finger there. That's my finger on the picture pointing to the area. It's definitely heated up and is definitely burning. That is burn gel that is on there. You can just about see a bit of the heating up that they've done on my face as well. There it's a bit more apparent. Again, the entrance to my ear canal. So it would be quite likely that in order to be so, I mean, there's some very sophisticated modern weapons out there that can use all sorts of things, including resonance. But it would be with the presence of the black dots, unless they have some kind of, you know, something to do with the tracking. I don't know, but there is definitely, it's very directional. You can see the little holes where they've just appeared inside there. You can see them there, like the little holes. And they're about the size. They're about the size of the black dots, aren't they, that come out? So it's quite likely that I have been some kind of these bradycardia seeds or whatever. And on my other ear, I've got a very obvious scar behind that, which I will photograph and get the light right. And I'll get someone else to do it, I think. And a piece of metal actually fell out of that ear over a year ago. It looked like, and I didn't know about bradycardia then. I didn't know about this technique of doing this. And I just knew that something had been done to my ears. And I suspected many things, mainly to do with sound at this point, because that had been done. And if you listen to my other audios, and this was, it looked just like a little piece of pencil lead, but it was very, very tiny. It was like a very small piece of pencil lead that had broke off, and that actually came out of my other ear. So as time went on and I started to research this and how it could be done to pinpoint just the ear canals so accurately, and then I discovered the scars and I was being burnt on a regular basis, it does make sense that these are bradycardia seeds that have somehow been implanted or inserted within my ears. And as I said, there's a slit within my ear canal where these black seeds seem to come out of. So it's not like they've just put these things in my ears and I can wash them out. You know, I've actually had the suction. I've been to ENT. I've had all the suction on my ears and everything. And it did give me some relief for a short time. But they're not an infection. These black things are not an infection. I've had treatment for, I did have an ear infection at one point, and possibly due to that slit becoming infected, the one when it opened up inside my ear, not the one you've seen on the photograph, but the one very deep inside my ear, where there's something hard beneath it. And I do have some very strange sensations going on in my head, and I have this like a which could be classed as tinnitus. But what happens when they do burn me with dew is that the V2K becomes very loud and very obvious. And also the dew is used as a kind of, how can I put it? It seems to be used as a kind of punishment. That goes that way, doesn't it? Yeah, as a kind of punishment, which is when I go to see a concert or when I go to see a local band particularly, or if I enjoy myself, you know, or if I go singing, that is the worst. That is the worst, because it's like I've got needles in my eardrums and the tinnitus is so loud. Besides them actually turning up physically in the location to gang stalk me and harass me. And this is very sadistic, because at that point when I'm really enjoying myself and I'm going for a high note and I'm pretty confident I'm doing it right and it's working, you know, and I'm really in the groove, that is when they get me. It's like they're just waiting for me to pitch these notes I particularly enjoy doing, and they will blast me at that point. So it's like they know that exact point where I feel that soaring sensation of joy and happiness, and they blast me then. That's a close-up of the scar behind my ear, the raised one, which there may be something under that, you know? Maybe these little seed things, I don't know. There's another picture. It's more to this side, but it's not very good. You can see where it's raised. There's like a scar that's raised. It's bumpy. And that, again, that's behind my ear, on the skin behind my ear. And that is another part of that complicated scar or them bumps or whatever they are behind my ear. So I put this video together because I don't know how this is going to turn out. And it's obviously it's very deliberate. These things don't happen by chance. And the Patsy musician is definitely involved in this, because he changed his email address to stonedeaf@, and that is before all this started happening. And I've had, as if you listen to other audios, I've had where I've been approached by complete strangers, young boys on bicycles, and they've shouted to me, "You won't be singing again." How do they know? They don't. I've never even seen these people, you know. And it's definitely trying to ruin my hearing. Well, it is doing. It has done. And deafen me. And I'll just say this before I go, for now. When they burn me, there is a definite increase in the V2K, which generally consists of sirens, police sirens, cats meowing, and these Irish voices, which are real gang stalkers, because I've actually, you know, well, I've seen them spraying my fence with acid, and I've heard them talking. So I presume it's the same people that sprayed my fence with acid, wooden fence with them, some kind of battery acid. They had balaclavas on, so I get V2K of those, and that is where all this started, from the area that I moved to. And the person's wife actually said, he said he was going to I'd bump her off, you know, and she actually turned around and says, no, she's, you know, she's a really good singer, she enjoys the singing. And he says, you must know somebody. She goes, yeah, I'll find out. It sounds bizarre, but that's exactly what they did. They found somebody and introduced somebody. And unless that is a ruse, I don't know. But these people are definitely involved in it. And a lot of the V2K is of the people that they got involved in it. There's another close-up. Right, okay, that's all for now. I just wanted to get this out, because rather than suffer in silence, if anything happens with justice, then, or if this happens to somebody else, I don't think I'm going to be the only person that they're going to attack in this way and persecute and try and destroy in this way. It is definitely trying to destroy me. They are not having a laugh. If you listen to all the other stuff that I've put on, those things are happening to me simultaneously as well. Okay, thank you very much. And I just wanted to bring your attention to something that is being done in a so-called good country, where people just don't do this kind of thing. Well, I'm afraid they do. Okay, thank you. God bless.